Harry Potter is often associated with magic, mystery, and wonder. Often seen as a series of movies and books aimed towards children, we soon realize that this isn't necessarily the case. As the story progresses and we become more invested, it becomes inevitable not to feel the sense of loss when one of our favorites is gone. There are a total of 104 deaths throughout the Harry Potter franchise. But in this video, we'll be looking at 8 of the saddest and most memorable Harry Potter deaths. Number 8, Hedwig. Anyone who's had the opportunity to own and love a pet will understand how painful it was to experience the death of Hedwig during the Battle of the Seven Potters. Hedwig was especially important because not only was she gifted to Harry by Hagrid, who up until this point had been the only person to show Harry any type of kindness, but also Hedwig was there for Harry during his happiest and saddest moments. When Harry first walked into his new life at Hogwarts, Hedwig was his first friend. When Harry had no one to talk to while spending school breaks back with the Dursleys, Hedwig was there to keep him company. So it was only natural that Hedwig would be by Harry's side up until the end, when she was struck with a killing curse aimed at Harry while attempting to escape the Death Eaters on Hagrid's flying motorbike. To see Hedwig being struck and falling to her death was incredibly sad. Number 7, Cedric Diggory. Although Cedric Diggory's time on screen was minimal, his death continues to be one of the most talked about. Cedric Diggory was originally selected Hogwarts Triwizard Champion. That is, until Harry's name was also drawn to compete. At the end of the tournament, both Harry and Cedric were tied in first place. They competed in the third and final challenge, where both took hold of the Triwizard Cup, which transported them to the Little Hangleton graveyard, where Cedric was instantly murdered by Peter Pettigrew with the killing curse on the orders of Lord Voldemort. When Harry was able to escape Voldemort for the second time, he brought with him Cedric's body, and if his death wasn't heartbreaking enough, to hear his father's reaction once he realized what happened was chilling. Cedric's death marked a pivoting point in the story, and from this moment on, we realize the dangers and the darkness that's to come. Number 6, Remus Lupin. Remus Lupin was the defense against the dark arts professor during Harry's third year. Some would go as far as to say that he was the best defense against the dark arts professor at Hogwarts. Lupin played an incredibly special role in Harry's life. Not only did he show Harry one of the most powerful defense spells known, the Expecto Patronum, but he also was one of James Potter's best friends, and therefore felt more inclined to protect and help guide Harry throughout the dangers he knew would be inevitable. At the time of his death, Remus was married to Nymphadora Tonks and had an infant son, Teddy. All this did not stop him from his mission to defeat Voldemort and his Death Eaters. Unfortunately, at the end of it all, both Remus and Tonks lost their lives, leaving their infant son to be raised by his grandmother. Harry had lost yet another person of significance in his life that not only played a part in his story, but who also tied him to his mother and father in a special way. Number 5, Fred Weasley. The Weasleys are the one wizarding family that everyone wants to be a part of. Not only are they strong and united as a family, but they're also warm and welcoming towards others. So when during the Battle of Hogwarts, Fred Weasley loses his life due to an explosion caused by a Death Eater, we can't help but feel the pain that his family must be going through. The Weasley twins were always in trouble for pulling pranks and eventually turned their passion into a widely successful joke shop. Fred's death was heartbreaking, as many grew to adore the twins and their constant jokes. His death, however, wasn't just devastating for the Weasley family, but also for Harry, who came to think of him as an older brother. Number 4, Sirius Black. Sirius Black was Harry's godfather, who spent years in Azkaban falsely accused of the death of Muggles and Peter Pettigrew. Once he escaped, he became a father figure to Harry, loving and helping him unconditionally. Unfortunately, Voldemort knew this and captured Serius, bringing him to the Ministry of Magic as a trap for Harry, where Death Eaters bombarded them. The Order of the Phoenix members came to their rescue, and Serius engaged in a heated battle with his cousin Bellatrix, but unfortunately he lost his life. The loss of his godfather, the closest person he had to a parent, devastated Harry. The scene was chilling for fans as Harry screamed out and was held back by Lupin. No matter how often fans watch this scene, they're still affected by the tragic loss of Sirius Black. Number 3. Severus Snape. Professor Severus Snape is that one character that some love and others love to hate. Snape was Harry's potions professor, and from day one, his disdain for Harry was more than evident. Snape was a multifaceted character. On one side, he appeared to be an active Death Eater and Voldemort's right-hand man, while on the other, he worked side by side as Dumbledore's most trusted confidant. Regardless of his apparent loyalty, Voldemort killed him to gain possession of the Elder Wand, believing him to be the rightful owner after Dumbledore's death. As Snape died, he released his memories to Harry. Upon looking into the memories, Harry learned that Snape had been by his mother's side, growing up and growing in love with her throughout his life. A love that she did not reciprocate as she fell in love with James Potter, who often bullied young Severus. However, this was not enough for Severus to stop loving Lily, and once he realized the grave danger she was in, he begged Dumbledore to protect her. Severus loved Lily throughout her life, and even when Voldemort killed her, he continued to love her the same. Number 2. Albus Dumbledore. Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore was by Harry's side from the moment his mother passed, and he was left at the doorstep of number 4 Privet Drive till the moment he himself passed away during the Battle of the Astronomy Tower. Knowing in advance the prophecy that was given for Harry's life, Dumbledore mastered a plan alongside Severus Snape to convince Voldemort that Snape was on his side. Dumbledore knew he was dying regardless, and allowing Snape to kill him for the greater good made sense for his character. After an invasion of Death Eaters in Hogwarts, Snape used the killing curse on Dumbledore and sent him tumbling out of the Astronomy Tower. As a result, students, faculty, and viewers alike felt his death deeply. Number 1. Dobby. No matter how many times I watch the movies or read the books, there is this gut-sinking feeling when Dobby's death is approaching. Part of me wishes that there was a way to change this moment, but it's inevitable. Dobby was introduced to us in the Chamber of Secrets, and throughout his multiple appearances, he captivated our hearts. His loyalty towards Harry and his friends was like none other. Dobby lived grateful towards Harry for having freed him from the Malfoys. So when the Death Eaters brought Harry, Ron, Hermione, and the others to Malfoy Manor, Dobby apparated into the cellar to save them. All were able to escape, but unfortunately not fast enough to avoid Bellatrix's knife. Once they arrived at Bill and Fleur's cottage, Harry discovered the blade had fatally injured Dobby. However, the elf stated that he was happy to be amongst friends and died in Harry's arms. His death was one of the saddest moments in the franchise. To this day, fans celebrate the life and mourn the death of Dobby the Free Elf. So this is my list of saddest Harry Potter character deaths. Let me know down below if you agree or if you think I missed anyone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you're interested in seeing my top 10 memorable Harry Potter moments, then click this video here for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.